That's how we do it. It's 37 minutes past the hour, 9 o'clock. It's the time you've been waiting for. Wellness Wednesday. And of course, on the line, I am joined by Simone Momplé, and we are talking all things Wellness Wednesday. But let's welcome her the best way we know how, and this is how we do it.
It's all about wellness on Humanity Rise.
Good morning, Simone. How are you?
Hi, Kanya. I'm doing so great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Nice to connect with you on on this side of the world.
Yes.
Well, Simone, it is Wellness Wednesday, and of course, today it is all about, talking about the studies that have shown that spring, and hopes are intertwined in the mind, so and body as well as soul. So a lot of people, when they think spring, they're thinking new beginnings. So at a mental level, people are very hopeful for newness, for greatness, for growth. And what it is that nature is conspiring with biology as well as psychology to spark basic needs that underlie hope. So maybe let's start off with speaking on the mood changes right now. As we come out of winter, we've had, a lot of people have been, had heard of what is known as SAD, which is the seasonal affective disorder. If maybe we can start off there, we're changing seasons. A lot of people are moving into a space where they're hopeful, they're happier. But maybe let's start off by taking a look at SAD, the seasonal affective disorder, and what that is.
All right. So, the SAD is not actually a separate mood disorder, but it is actually linked to major depressive disorder with a seasonal pattern, as it is defined in the DSM. And so what that shows is signs of low mood, usually around a change in season. Now, this usually happens going into winter, but it can also happen for all other seasons as well. And around springtime specifically, as we are experiencing it, it's actually linked to people having allergies and also questioning, why are other people seeming to be more happy and I don't feel quite happy yet? Because the idea was that in their minds during winter, we all felt this low negative feelings, and now they feel there's no sense of unity in that sense. And so that is why it's more focused around depressive disorder, so that you realize that it's not just the season that changes your mood. And common symptoms of the seasonal affective disorder include your fatigue, that is even with too much sleep. Also with your weight gain, it's also associated with overeating, especially craving carbohydrates or high sugar foods. Now, your symptoms can, of course, vary from your mild to severe, but it's I want to stress that it's linked to a major depression. And, of course, to be diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder, you have to seek out professional help. And they will then let you know, they will do a test with you and let you know that, whether you have this disorder or not. Now, an individual needs to be experiencing this for at least 2 years as well, and more frequently than just one season. So I don't want us to confuse it with just feeling a little bit low or confusion when the seasons do change, because that is a little bit natural. And therefore, we shouldn't self-diagnose this and know that we do just feel a little bit low when the season changes. And as you've mentioned, spring is definitely one thing that actually resembles new beginnings. Now, idea that if you're feeling like you're not ready for the new beginning, then you might associate it with the season. But of course, it just symbolizes an idea of a rebirth. But there's also a gentle happiness and contentment in the air. So it's something that we kind of need to give ourselves into. But one way that we can look at increasing our mood is definitely getting out into nature, feeling the warm air. The light also stimulates our brains and increases our mood. And then, of course, it increases your vitamin D, which is definitely promoting a whole lot of other physical and mental symptoms as well.
The voice there of Simone Momplé, who is a creative who uses motivation, film, as well as dance to inspire, of course, those around her. She has a master's degree in psychology and, of course, is the founder of GODANCE, or GODANCE, depending on how you say it. And, of course, this is a company where which offers a space, rather, for people to explore themselves through dance and movement for their wellness. Now, Simone, you've touched on this, in terms of the things that one should consider and things that one should take advantage of. So now that, of course, the sun is out again, the plants are blooming, being in nature, making sure you get enough vitamin D from the sun and being outdoors and just, nurturing that so that it can lift your mood. Can we also just speak about, with the whole thing of seasonal change, and you're coming from a space for somebody maybe who is actually diagnosed and does live with SAD, right? If you could maybe tell us maybe two things that one person can actively do to move themselves out of that, that lull of autumn, winter into the spring, summer.
Okay, absolutely. Yes, I think that, we talk a lot about spring cleaning. I think this is something that is overlooked in its benefits, because when you're actually doing something physical, like cleaning up your space, even if it's just the space that you work or where you rest, it also stimulates your mind and opens up a space for you to feel more comfortable. They say things like making your desk face a window, or just getting some natural light in, or just cleaning up your space, throwing out some of the things that you don't need anymore, and getting rid of that also helps you to cleanse, your mind and your emotions as well. So then also, I think diet is extremely important. Although we have a lot of cravings for sugary foods and for carbohydrates, you can kind of trick yourself into looking at a picture of cake and then eating an apple. I know it sounds harsh, but it does work for you to train yourself out of that space. And it's one small thing at a time. And I don't think we should overlook the power of habits and the small things that you can start doing to change these things. So looking at what is something that you would like to increase. If it's your sleep, for example, just add an extra 10 minutes on your sleep schedule. It's small, but it will be effective. Even with exercise, it's like, how could you increase exercise? You don't have to get dressed and go to the gym and do a 60-minute workout. You can simply start by doing some squats, for example, when you are boiling the kettle to make your coffee or tea, or just stretching out your legs when you are having your breakfast, for example. It's something really small, but as you associate these habits with something that you already are doing in your daily routine, that actually shows, that research shows, that you will actually stick to those habits a lot more, and it will increase a lot of good things in your daily life as well, so that you're just focusing on these small things, but it will build into greater things as well.
The voice there of Simone Momplé. Now, Simone, as we're about to wrap up, let's talk about, you running the dance studio for GODANCE, right, where movement workshops are what you do. Now, in your experience, right, and what dance can do and what dance psychology can do for people who suffer from various types of disorders or just have a hard time really getting active and getting into movement, what are some of the benefits that you have found in using dance? And because, I mean, a lot of people associate dance with fun times. It's either they don't associate it as what's the word that I'm looking for? Like it's not it's not work. Yeah. So they don't think of working out, because going to the gym, some people just get fatigued by the thought of it because it's going to be strenuous on the body. But dance, people think, I'm having a good time, fun times. What is it that you have seen, a correlation there between using dance psychology to get people more active, to get more people moving more, to get people more outside, so that they can help kind of deal with when they do come across these disorders?
Wow. So the more that I go into dance, the more I realize this is actually the best physical activity that you can actually do for your entire being. Now, there's even research done on the brain and the effect of dance on the brain. It shows you that you can actually decrease the neurodegeneration that happens from age. When you are dancing, they've done research on 60 and 70-year-olds whose brains are, already declining, but it shows that dance actually improved your white and your gray matter in the brain, which is associated with memory and a whole lot of other functionings in your body. Dancing also increases your social health. Like when you're dancing in a group with people, you get a connection with other people, your bonding is increasing, and so your social health is also benefiting you. It also shows that even if you have pain in your body, that dance can actually increase your pain threshold. And even if it's really small movements that you are doing, of course it depends on your pain or your injury that you might have, but small movements, just nodding your head, tapping your fingers, just something small will also increase your pain threshold as well. And on mental health, wow, this is a huge a huge list. But just quickly, it keeps your mind sharp. It improves your self-esteem. It increases your happy mood. It lessens your loneliness as well. It eases the depression, lowers your anxiety. It also, with physical benefits, of course, it improves your muscle tone. It increases your muscle strength. I've actually found that I've built more muscle dancing than I have lifting weights. And that is very interesting because you are using your body and you're trusting your body to actually, trust itself and to actually increase what it needs. Your body already knows what it needs. And so dancing helps you to just move your body in a certain way that will increase a whole lot of good things in your body. Your coordination will be better. You have a better endurance, which means you can, of course, do things for a lot longer than you used to. So the benefits of movement and dance include increased quality of life, just everything around you. Your whole entire life will just be so much better, and your interpersonal skills as well will definitely come into play, as well as lowering your depression and anxiety.
The voice there of Simone Momplé. She is the founder of GODANCE, where she uses, of course, dance as a way of assisting one's wellness. And she's just mentioned there, all the benefits, most of the benefits, I think, that she could fit in. Now, Simone, as we wrap up, for people who have, heard you today, they've heard this conversation, and they are just like, well, you know what, I love dancing, and I do need, some sort of to improve my wellness in one way or another. How can we direct them to GODANCE and for them to be able to find you, to engage with you more, and find out ways of when workshops are coming into their area?
Awesome. So, we are on all social media platforms. You can find us on GODANCE TM, so that's GODANCE TM, on all our social media platforms. We also host our Movement Monday. So every Monday, we post a little short video where you can join in and do certain movements with your body. So that really helps to get engagement from people as well. We also host live discussions on various mental health topics or movement-related topics on our Instagram. And then we're also going to be having a movement session, which we'll be hosting online. So anybody in the country can join these movement sessions, and you must stay tuned to all our socials when this will start happening. Otherwise, you can also email me directly, which is Simone Momplé at godance.co.za.
Well, Simone, always a pleasure to chat with you. Simone Momplé, of course, she has a master's degree in psychology, and she's founded GODANCE, just finding an alternative way to deal with some of those wellness challenges. And why not do it in a fun way, in a easy way, through dance. Thank you once again for joining us on this Wellness Wednesday, Simone. And of course, as she mentioned, you can find her across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think there's so many more. And you just need to look for GODANCE. That's GODANCETM. You can find her there, or on her email, which is Simone Momplé at gmail.com. Is that correct?
At godance.co.za.
There you go. At GODANCE. There you have it. That's the one. Just repeat that one more time. Sorry.
Okay. So it's Simone Momplé at godance.co.za.
There you have it. So Simone Momplé at GODANCE at .co.za. Thank you so much, Simone. Have yourself an absolutely fantastic Wellness Wednesday. Yes, and that is, of course, our guest for today when it comes to our Wellness Wednesday. My name is Ukanya Ntombiagwa Sosibo. 9 minutes before the top of the hour. We've got